All right, the East coaching staff, Mike Randolph, seeming to be rather calm there, but also knows might have a bit of a tiger by the tail. And that tiger, Tom, mostly will be coming from that offense that I talked a little bit about in our intermission here. The biggest threat is going to be that top line. You've already alluded to their goal-scoring prowess.
Yeah, they have on the season had scored 225 points coming into the tournament. That's with 97 goals and 129 assists between the three of them. And Rundbeck leads that brigade with a total of 58 points. Picks up another point here tonight, followed by number 9, Vescoviak, who had 43 points, and then also Noterman at 28 points. So these guys, excuse me, I should say 84 points, 77 points, and 64 points. I was looking at the assist there, but I mean, that's still, when you look at those totals, right, that's certainly one of the top lines in the state of Minnesota.
5-on-4 power play, and we are underway, and Dylan Mills has to scamper back for a loose puck. Half minute of the manpower advantage. Long shot, glove catch by Ranfranz, and he holds on.
Well, he's the type of goaltender also. He thrives on work, and when he gets those opportunities, you can just see him challenging, too. He's not going to give up that puck unless he absolutely has to. And goaltenders are a different breed. You watch all the different things they do prior to dropping the puck or when they come on the ice. They have their own little set things that make them feel comfortable.
He's a very good student of the game. He will watch videotapes of goaltenders, himself included, and watch for not only what they do well, but what they do wrong. Oh, there's one that slipped through. Well, he played that one just well enough. It went wide of the target, and now Ranfranz out to slap it down and hold on.
Andy Wheeler did a nice job of positioning himself in front of that net area facing. Watch the passing, first of all, going across here. And Dylan Mills taking the shot here. But you see number 31 just to the left of your screen. He's off the screen now, but he was in position facing Mills so that he could get a piece of that and just deflected just a bit wide. But look at the play here also. And finally, Netmeyer just grabbing on here. Ranfranz did a good job of holding it.
Here's Mills. 10 on the power play. His shot goes in the corner. East looks like they're out pretty hungry, wanting to get a power play goal here. Against the tight defensive play of the Spartans. They know every goal will be important. So that penalty is over. Marcus steps on the ice. And we're 5-on-5 hockey now early in the second period. Spartans bring it in, carry it deep. And that drop pass was intended for Jason Noterman, but it didn't work. Out at center, and quite a check thrown into Matthias. Wheeler with a wraparound try, gets some help there from Finnegan. And Ranfranz, I think, is seeing this game very well. He's reading, he's anticipating, and so far playing flawless.
Boy, Rochester Mayo's got one of the biggest guys in the league at 6'3", 245, the likes of Jeff Walton. Right, watch the play right here. He's coming in, and boy, it's body on body right there. Matt Matthias knew he had been hit, but Walton, a big hitter, and he has worked very hard to get it in this lineup. And his physical presence certainly has been a big asset for the Spartans. Had his best game, I think, recently playing against Lakeville at Mariucci Arena, and talking to their coach, Lauren Brausel, said he's worked really hard to get where he is, and we want to give him some time.
Scramble from the face-off, and the puck goes into the corner. On the far side, Jason Davis. Now they'll set up back behind the net. Back to get it is Nick Anderson. And with control is Josh Fuglin over to Mills. Dylan Mills and Josh Fuglin, defensive partners, and a delayed offside at the blue line. Played 1 minute and 45 seconds of the period. If we haven't mentioned, we'll pass on this Class A consolation bracket score as Breck beats Matamidi 4-1. That's the final for Mariucci Arena.
13:15 to go here in the second period, and very low scoring game as Rochester Mayo leads 1-0 over Duluth East.
And as we speak, another final score handed it to us. Maura Hinckley Finlayson defeats Hutchinson 6-3 in another consolation semifinal. So that will put Breck against the Mustangs of Maura Hinckley Finlayson. That'll be on before I hazard a guess. I think they're going to do that Saturday, won't they?
I believe it is.
10 a.m. for the consolation championship. I'm told.
Oh, okay.
You thought I'd just pull a number out of the air, Tom? Come on.
Yeah, I've seen you do it before, Frank.
And Mayo offside as they race it in to the Greyhound zone once more.
And you are correct. It is 10 a.m.
You doubted. You went and looked it up anyway.
Well, Frank, you know, you have to.
I'm so disappointed.
Don't be. Play right here coming through the crease area, and you look at the hit and from behind also. You got bodies in there. You've got to knock them down. Don't let them get to that puck, and that's exactly what the defense is doing here for Rochester.
Well, Mike Randolph has what he wants. He's got his #1 line out there against the #3 line of Mayo, the Greg Zoller line. How important is it, Tom? Well, we'll discuss that in a moment here. We'll pay a couple of bills with the score 1-0 in favor of Rochester Mayo. This is High School Hockey 97, live from the Civic Center. Both end as the puck is fired out to center ice. Oh, great catch by Wheeler! And he got the shot up on, and they come banging into the goaltender. And we've got bodies in the net, and one player a little slow in getting up from behind, and that would be Mike Colgan, but he's going to be all right. Rand France, I think, is all right. But, boy, we had checks and holes all over the place. I wouldn't be surprised if there was more than one penalty, but I think we're only going to get one out of this.
Well, I think Colgan got hurt on that play also. Nice play by Dylan Mills. Makes a long pass up here. And you watch where you're coming in and look at the grabber. Doesn't even really get the shot away. Is it a penalty shot? Well, it's close. Probably not enough room between the two players, but there is a penalty that will be called, and it will be against the guy who got injured on the play, and that's going to be Mike Colgan, is called for holding.
This will be the first penalty against Mayo. And that was a real good call by the official, too, because he had himself between the referee and the player he was going after, but reached around, and the ref saw the grab. 2 minutes exactly.
Well, it's going to come exactly as you mentioned, Frank, and you watch it here. See a little grab there, just pulling in, and you're a defenseman. You don't want to get that hard shot on the net, and a lot of times a little play like that will prevent a goal.
Patrick Finnegan, #22, playing back at the point on this power play. And East hopes to tie the game. Tofty in the corner, walks away with it. Centers it, and it hops back to the line. Finnegan. They go cross rink, cool, and into the corner again. Back behind the net, Nick Anderson takes a pretty good check. Tofty has it. Centers it. It comes all the way through. Oswald trying to tip it in. Anderson. This is Tofty. Oswald.
Everything has been on the outside. They had nothing to do with the center ice area where they've had control of it.
And behind the goal line. There's been most of the plays been behind the goal line. Here's Oswald again. Back to the line. Shot broken up. They center it. Oh, and a tip in. Try by Tofty goes behind the net. Those chances are going to be few and far between, it looks like, on this power play. Coming up in about a half minute left, 35 to be exact, on this power play. Boy, what a kill by Mayo. And they are able to get it past Finnegan back out at center, and a little pressure applied by Jason Noterman.
Nice job by the Spartans, as you mentioned, Frank, in their own zone there. They really have not allowed the Greyhounds to get good possession where they get the shots on net, and when they have had, they've not been able to capitalize.
Lawler, a rush up ice, a great move, gets free, and that shot was deflected. A nice defensive recovery. That defensive play by Nick Angel. 3 seconds on the power play, and East, there's Mills with a pass across. They move in. Oh, Rand Francis save, the rebound to go. Game is tied at 1.
And the penalty had expired just coming out of the box, but I believe it's going to be Matt Mathias who gets credit for the goal. A lot of pressure going to the left of the netminder, and that one last rush before the player could get back from the penalty box. Mike Colgan gave them that just an extra surge of energy. And Matt Mathias, the senior right winger, is coming in, scoring his 28th goal. The play starts back in the area. You've got to have control here. The shot coming by number 20, Nick Angel, after taking the pass from Mills, but laying on the doorstep, and all of a sudden just kind of scoots it in there. You've got to keep your stick down on the ice so you can be in a position. There's a netminder making the save. You need some help here. Nobody there. And on the backhand, it's in the net, and it's tied, as Frank mentioned, at 1 apiece.
Number 23 this season for Mathias. And the assist to Angel and Mills at 5:04, right after the power play had expired. Right out of the corner. Oh, it's centered, but tipped away just at the very last second in a race for the puck. Ryan Poole back to get it for East, and he tries to come up ice in stride. Takes a couple of hits. He works at the center, and it hopped away from Anderson. Anderson brings it in deep. Checked in the corner. Tofty looking for the puck. He's got it. Tofty back behind the net. Lawler watching him. And now Mike Colgan to control. Jason Davis. Long pass, too far for everybody. And it's icing. Second period on the Clarity scoreboard. We're tied at 1. This is high school hockey 97.
Well, what a big goal that was for the Greyhounds coming back here, having opportunities on the power play, but they really could not capitalize there because the Spartans did a nice job of shutting them down and keeping the puck contained along the boards and not giving those opportunities. But all of a sudden, you get one chance, and it's just inside the pipe, and a scrambly goal, but nonetheless, for the Greyhounds, it's in the net, and that's the most important thing.
Bill scrambles now at the blue line. Mathias getting the goal. His older brother, Scott, played for the Pioneers at Denver University. And believe me, had a very solid 4-year career there. Noterman couldn't handle the pass at center. There is no icing here as the Greyhounds go back in their own end to pick it up. And now back out at center ice, Nate Marcus for the Spartans, and he'll dump it in. Colquist, the goaltender, leaves it behind the net. Boy, is Mayo gone still without a shot on goal in this period? That's right. They had 4 in the first. And that's where they're sitting right now.
Well, they killed out the penalty first of all. Now right. That took some time right there, but still we're almost 7 minutes into this game, and without any shots in net, majority of play once again has been in their zone.
Andy Wheeler, heard Mike Randolph talking about him getting cleared after being diagnosed with mononucleosis. Regardless, it's got to be a draining experience for him.
Yeah, and he's also being looked at for Harvard, going to Harvard, perhaps Notre Dame next year. Said he won't play junior either. He wants to go and play college hockey.
Nick Angel started that rush, and then it was broken up out at center ice by Jason Zachary. Eric Roberts in the corner. And they chase Nick Angel around. Pass finally grabbed at center ice by Oswald. And in a scrap on the far board, Taggart is there, got a piece of it. Now the Greyhounds start to regroup in their own end. Catch up here. Angel took the hit, but he gets the puck in the zone. Ran France behind the net. And he leaves it there for the defense to start to break out. Thackeray reaching for it. He'll have to scoot after it now. And here's Mills. Fires a pass. That's rejected at center ice by Landhurst. Got a pass in the slot. It's returned in front. Mills went down to block it. And that was a bit of a dangerous play. Now back to center Anderson. Trying to get in around the defense. Going right in on goal. And the net comes free. The puck goes to the corner. Quite a rush by Nick Anderson.
He really did, Frank, coming down that left side. All of a sudden, he was just trying to bull his way into that area. Did that, but it could not go into the net.
1-1 the score. High School Hockey 97 live from the Civic Center.
All season long, Nick Anderson coming down here, going around the defenseman right here. You can see as Marcus tries to get to him. And finally is able to stay there with him. See the help he's getting there, but by that point, Anderson had already moved into the area. And what a heavy hit that was once again by Worlton, who just comes in here and using every bit of his 245 pounds. Whoa. And let him up here.
A race Muscoviak got it in, but he got it in offside. And we'll go back. Look at the captain of the Spartans, Matt Linebeck, an all-conference player, an all-city, all-state honorable mention. And last year, or 2 years ago, it was all-tournament here. Linebeck getting ready for the face-off against Anderson. Puck control by the Greyhounds. Anderson shoots it in, and it's shot right back out by Nate Marcus. Drop pass by Muscoviak, and then a shot taken by Noterman, but boy, did he pay the price. Brandon Johnson blasted him against the near board. Anderson's pass is tipped. Marcus plays it ahead. They shoot it to the line. It's down off a glove. Shot right back out by East. 2-on-1 as they bring it in. Anderson centers it, and it comes all the way through. Boy, I thought Johnson was going to get a piece of that one to tip it in. And a penalty coming up. And East will go a man short. Lineback was upended at the line. It's going to be a hooking penalty.
Well, Brandon Johnson, I believe, is going to be the culprit here. Lineback with some great speed there trying to move in. But he also tried to make it look good for the official to make sure there was going to be a penalty. This will be their first power play. They've not had one yet. They wanted that chance. Watch right here. Lineback, great speed as he comes across here. Good lateral movement. Look where the stick is there. But throw the other arm up and go down and get the feet in the air. You know, draw something. He does just that. The hooking call will go against Brandon Johnson, coming at 8:53 of the period.
All right, so they are in the box.
Youngster will be going to St. Scholastica next season. We never had juice in the box. We only had water. Guys drinking out of some juice over there. Not a bad idea.
Well, of course, it's a great. Let's take care of these kids here, you know. Okay, power play number 1. And at the blue line, here's Marcus. And a little pressure applied by Matthias. Colgan has some second thoughts about bringing the puck out. Wood in there, they gave it to Matthias. Lineback Colgan held up at the line, just enough to cough up the puck. And Mills shoots it down.
Notice how the forecheck will try and force him off to the side as much as they possibly can.
Play rushed up on the far side. A lot of time on the power play. Lineback and finally lost it. He had it for quite a while, and then finally Wheeler took it away, shoots it down. Ranfrat's trying to catch East in its line change. Marcus' pass hits the skate of Lawler, and East grabs the loose puck, shoots it down again. Well, Ranfrat's can handle that puck pretty darn well. That was a nice pass. Out to center. Nate Marcus, the defenseman. Got a man in front. Couldn't deliver it to him. Good coverage by Nick Angel, the defenseman. Angel's just a junior. The Duluth defense has 3 seniors. Angel, the junior, and a 5th defenseman, sophomore Mark Anunti. And Roman back in his own end, trying to get control. Puck hits a glove behind the net. That causes some problems for Angel. Hits the glove again. Really went in the glove.
Wow. Then watch what happens.
Yeah.
Shoot the glove.
Shoot the glove. All right. Penalty is over. Long shot from the line, and Angel got a piece of it to knock it in the corner. It's amazing the things we can see from up here.
Oh, boy.
A nice catch by Colquist. We'll take a break with 4 minutes left to go in the second period.
It really has been.
From the face-off, a scramble, puck batted into the corner. And here's Dylan Mills behind the net. Out to center ice. Greg Zoller in the slot. And a nice save by Ranfranz. Can they get it out? Nope. Turning and shooting. The puck comes down off the glass. And to the corner now Kevin Landher plays it with a glove to the far side. Hagedorn, high shot stopped by Ranfranz. The rebound hits the outside of the net. Oh, and then what a hit. The check was thrown by Landher. It's a tough cookie. Landher still locked up with a body back there. And Mills from center ice shooting it in. Ranfranz touches it, and that forces the officials to blow the whistle on the delayed offside at the blue line. 2 minutes, 52 seconds to go in the period. Tied at 1. Mayo got their goal in the first period. East answering here in the second.
As you mentioned, Frank, this game has been a very tough game, I think, for all of these players. And you watch them out there and how well in touch I think they are with what's happening on the ice. These guys know full well the importance of this game, and the coaches really don't have to keep harping on the bench or in the dressing room. All they want to do is make sure they keep focused on what's happening on the ice and not really give them the opportunity to look around, look at the crowd, and be in awe of something like this. But both these teams have been to competition like this before, and they know that they have to stay, keep focused as to what's happening on the ice at all times.
Pitched battle for the puck once again as Colgan is jammed up. Lineback waiting for it. He's out in the circle. And now about to join the fray as they skate it along the wall. 3-on-2 rush for the Spartans. Vescoviak sends it in front. Pretty play, but everybody was in the crease. And now back behind the net, Vescoviak taken down. Lineback gets it. And then hands it away, and a race for the loose puck. Colgan goes after it. Gets some pressure there from Matthias. Colgan to center, and then it's dumped back in by Angel. And Mike Colgan to get it again. Vescoviak, a drop pass. Played in deeper by Lawler. And the Greyhounds start to race it to center. Here's Mills. Nice hit thrown out at center ice by Jason Davis. Whacked that. Oh, man, and Colin Nash paid the price. He took a penetrating hit, and even his clearing attempt didn't get out of the zone. Out of the pile of bodies comes the puck, and they go to the other door. Nate Marcus, long pass, and a nice interception by Fuglam at center. That prevented a breakaway, and Fuglam shoots it in. Far side of the rink. Roberg, and he plays it behind the net. It's loose in the corner now to Brian Peterson. Wow, what a tough couple of shifts we've been seeing here. And finally, Mayo sends it down. Angel back to get it. Forecheck pressure applied by Jason Davis. And the Spartans back in their own end to get it as Peterson took a blast from Roman. There's Vescoviak. And they grind it out some more. Davis. They get it to center. Lineback. Yeah, tried to play a little lacrosse or highlight with it. I'm not sure which.
It looked good. I don't know how practical is.
And icing with 20 seconds and change left in the period. We'll be right back with the 1997 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Now very close checking, 1-1, as we've gone through almost 30 minutes of regulation play. It will make for an exciting third period.
Draw to Mayo, and a hard shot wide of the target, and it caroms right back into the crease where Ranfranz covers up.
Well, he did grab onto that puck too, and a good shot coming from that point position.
Kevin Landher. He leaned into that one pretty nicely. Got rid of it in a hurry. Colquest out there to cover it up.
Well, Mayo has only had one shot on goal in this period, Frank.
That's staggering.
But they've had some nice plays. I mean, they have moved the puck well. They did a nice job of killing off the penalty.
Boy, you get into these close games like this, every play, every rush becomes ever more so important, and particularly now as we're about a couple seconds from heading into the third. But here comes Lineback with one more shot. That was blocked by Mills. Teammates next year, but they're dueling right now, and the horn sounds to end the second 15-minute session of this second game here on the quarterfinal action. 1-1 the score. Moscoviak scored in the first period for Mayo, his 35th. Matthias answering early here in the second on a rebound, his 23rd goal of the year, and that's where we stand.
Well, I'd like to be most in the corner in these dressing rooms right now to find out what the coaches are going to say or what the players are going to say also. Pretty good sign to hold the Mayo. That is so true. And both of these teams have done a good job of keeping the other big scorers off the board at this stage of the game.
Interesting to talk to. We'll invite Lauren Grasso as he heads off the ice to stop by and visit with us, find out if he is happy where his team is at this juncture in the game, holding a very potent Duluth East team to just 1 goal, which hasn't happened very often this year for this high scoring team.
You know, both these teams are capable of scoring goals, but when you play good solid defense and both these teams have good solid defense and goaltenders, then it makes a big difference. And when you have a low scoring game like this, I expected to see a few more goals than we're seeing here right now.
I did too, but the goaltenders have played well. And Lauren Grasso standing by right now with our very own Andy Skoogman.
All right, Frank, thank you very much. Coach, give me Duluth East back in and give me your assessment of period number 2.
Well, I think both teams have been so used to playing defensive-minded that that's exactly how we did it. And I know we only have 5 shots on net. My team usually ends up with about 20 or 30, but they are so defensive-minded, it's tough to get at them.
Duluth East, high-powered scoring team. Are you happy? I mean, you've only held them to 1 goal after 2 periods. You have to be happy with that.
I'll only be happy if we get 2 and they don't.
Yeah. All right, good luck in the 3rd period.
Thank you very much.
All right, that's Lauren Grasso, head coach of Rochester Mayo. His Spartans all tied with Duluth East after 2 periods of play. We're going to go back to our UPN 9 studios for a news update with Nicole Stewart. We'll return to the St. Paul Civic Center in boys hockey 97.
I was just looking back at some of the scores from this year with Duluth East. They were held to 3 goals twice, 3 times. But otherwise, they're in double digits. 4 different games. This is quite an accomplishment that Mayo has got going here through 30 minutes of play, holding the Greyhounds to just 1 goal.
Well, they're playing for 15 minutes here right now, barring overtime, and the winner goes on. The loser goes to consolation side, and the players know full well there's nothing to save it for.
Remember, East has not lost a game this year. 24-0-1. And Mayo's only loss was to Apple Valley. And now from the faceoff, puck back to Dylan Mills. Penalty boxes are empty. 5 skaters aside. 3rd and final period of regulation underway. Puck blocked at the line, at least for a moment, by Nick Anderson. And Mayo relaying it to center. A little bit too far for Jason Noterman. Mills working it over. Buglum is in trouble. Here comes Lineback, spins it in front, and a good defensive read by Mills for the interception.
This where control is so important. You can't just shoot the puck away blindly. Nice little play by Lineback once again there, but good defensive work also. People coming back to help out. John Toffey in particular takes the puck right away.
Puck played with a glove hand out at center ice, so we get a stoppage. As you look at Matt Lineback.
One thing you have to worry about now with the players is they don't become too aggressive and try to do too much and take away from how they've gotten to this point right now. You want to make sure you hold your position. You pick up your wings when necessary, come back to help out, and give as much support to your teammates as you can.
Wheeler, Finnegan, and Matthias up front for the Greyhounds. And they are matched up with the number 2 line of Mayo with Nash, Lawler, and Davis. And an offside whistle and a faceoff coming up again. That's Andy Wheeler in his senior year.
You watch the players in the defensive zone, and when they've got possession of the puck and want to move out, that's where they have really got to maintain that control. They can't afford to pass the puck blindly. Those long rink-wide passes are up center, really, unless you know where that puck is going to be and who's going to be able to accept it.
Puck nearly kicked to center ice by Jason Davis. Now a race for it back in the east end. Buglum. His pass is rejected, and he gets it Back over to Ryan Poole. Fuglam again. And from center ice, shot in deep by Wheeler. Rand France, the goaltender, leaves it behind the net. And two Greyhounds outnumber Colgan back there. So he needs some help from Nate Marcus, who is in trouble himself. Wheeler with a takeaway. And then in turn, he loses control. Pass to center ice, easily picked off by Mills. And they spring Wheeler free. And then good coverage on him. Knocks him down before he can get the shot off. Boy, were the Spartans back on him in a hurry. Any one of about 3 guys could have thrown that check.
That's absolutely right.
Mills back out at center. And he dumps it in. We've played 2 minutes of the third. And now the breakout to Colin Nash. Turn dumped right back in by Fuglam. And darting after it, Dan Roman. Roman centers it right up the middle. And that shot was blocked and brought right ahead by Boskoviak. At least he had a chance to bring it ahead before losing control. Now here comes Taggart. And at the side, Rand France makes a save on Robert. Roman playing it to the corner. And a centering pass taken away by Matt Linebeck. Small in stature, but he can scoot. He brings it in. Chased outside. Takes quite a hit from Nick Angel.
Angel doing a nice job just staying right with him. And when you've got a key player like Linebeck who can make some moves, you try to force him to the outside, but you can't let him get by. You've got to angle him in such a way that you can take him off the play.
Interception at the line by Anderson. He threads it ahead. Tofty moves in. Tofty shoots. He shot it high. Shot might have been deflected, but it comes back down at center ice and into Duluth East territory where Mills has it. Mills threads a pass through, starts the rush out of his own end. They gain the zone. Here comes Anderson flying in. He scores! What a rush by Nick Anderson! And East has a 2-1 lead.
Oh, Anderson has had a very strong game for the Duluth East Greyhounds, and he makes his presence felt here. One of the keys to his success here was he had the speed. And the defense for the Spartans had slowed down just a little bit, thinking the play was going to stop. But he comes off. I think he came right off the bench here. And watch all of a sudden the play coming in over the line. One defender takes one man. All of a sudden, he just breaks in between. And you can see him just coming in here, beating the goaltender on the far side. And I think some of the players were wondering, you know, where did he come from? But all of a sudden, he was there. And Boskoviak had a chance to get to him, but he just did not have the speed there. The go-ahead goal scored with 11:37 to go in the third period.
Number 14 this year for Nick Anderson. A big goal indeed as Rand France gloves it, holds on. We get a stoppage, and East has the lead for the first time in the game, 2-1. This is high school hockey 97, live from the Civic Center.
This is a Katanga. To the Luba people, it was money, worth 3 cows and a chicken. But if you think that's primitive, compare your checking account to Checkstra Banking. Pay bills by phone. On-demand 24-hour banking. 6 ways to waive checking fees. Checkstra Banking from First Bank. You'll never miss your old checking account.
Johnson and Tofty get the 2 assists on the Anderson goal, a goal, Tom, that was really difficult to defend for Mayo. That puck was sort of in that seam in no man's land there.
It was, Frank. The puck had started to slow down, and that has a tendency also to have the player slow down sometimes just to be a little more cautious. But Anderson in this line has played exceptionally well for the Greyhounds. That's the one thing about the Greyhounds. They've got some pretty good balance out here in their 3 lines. It's not all concentrated on just, you know, 1 or 2 lines that we see so often. And that certainly helps them in their endeavors to get those extra goals.
And here's a rebound goal in front for Pat Finnegan after Rand France had some trouble controlling the rebound and got no help in front either. And Finnegan makes it 3-1 in a very short period of time.
Well, 4:05 the time of that goal, and the other one's at 3:23, so you can tell it's pretty quick between one goal to the next goal. Control the puck, using your hands where you have to. Nice little spin and ram here by Wheeler. The shot comes on net, and all of a sudden, no one is picking up a number 22, Pat Finnegan, the sophomore, who comes in on the backhand. He just puts it in the net, and so Wheeler will pick up the assist. on the goal from Finnegan, and the other assist will go to Matt Mathias. So both of their top lines have contributed 1 goal apiece. Assists going to the line mates to give the Greyhounds a 2-goal lead with just a little over 10.5 minutes to go in the 3rd period.
42 seconds apart as Rantfrance makes another save. Oh, then Rantfrance tripped up Nick Anderson, and there's no penalty. The official must have thought they just got their stick and skates tangled. And Rantfrance got away with one there. Here's Anderson to pick it up. 10.5 minutes to go in regulation time, and East 2 goals in less than a minute have lifted them from a 1-1 tie to a 3-1 leader. They have a 3-man break in, and they're offside. Little hesitation at the line by Nick Anderson, and the offside whistle goes. With the score 3-1 on our First Bank scoreboard, this is High School Hockey 97 live from the Civic Center.
When you take a good look at a Chevrolet Lumina, you probably won't believe your eyes, because Lumina offers great standard safety features. Plus now, you can get a Lumina with low 4.8% APR financing. That's right, 4.8% APR financing. With a great combination of standard features and value, Lumina is one car you should set your sights on. Buy or lease the surprisingly affordable Lumina at your Heartland Chevrolet Geo dealer. Your eyes and wallet will thank you.
Well, Duluth East perhaps breathing a little bit easier right now, but they know it's also a long way away. And Rochester Mayo are very capable of scoring some big goals here with that big line of theirs. And you can bet that they're going to start putting the pressure and opening things up here a little bit. Watch for those long passes coming up center ice.
Seems that in the state tournament, perhaps more so here than in regular games or games elsewhere, goals tend to come in bunches. And once that door gets open a little bit, the puck seems to go in the net a lot easier.
Yeah, and that's not only at this level either, Frank, because what happens so often when a team scores a goal, the team that scored sometimes that pumps them up to get going. On the other hand, the other team also responds. And we've seen different, it depends on the type of the makeup of the team. Some teams will sulk a little bit and sit back and they'll allow another goal, where other teams will get really fired up and come right back and try to equal the task.
Kevin Oswald had the last opportunity for East. Lineback brings it in. Shot block, big rebound, and a big save by Colquist. He holds, let the puck go, and the Greyhounds rush it in over the line. Roman in deep, little drop pass in the corner for Hagedorn. He takes a mighty hit in the corner. And now they try to work it along for Nash, but I'm not sure he was aware it was coming to him. Hard forecheck, and the check was thrown by Greg Mellon, but he got the worst of that. He went down. If he was any bigger, he would have got a charging penalty. And from center ice, Ryan Poole shooting it in to Mayo territory. They've got 8.5 minutes to get back in this one now. Worlton trying to bring it out. He ran into a check. And then it's chipped in the zone by Mathias. Mathias gets a piece of it again. It's knocked with a high stick. 3-on-1 break, but then the puck was overplayed by Lawler. Back to get it now. Nate Marcus brings it in. Tries to shoot it on goal. It's deflected into the corner. And the Spartan player, Skoviak, took a pretty good hit. Mathias. 8 minutes left to go. Finnegan waiting for the puck to come free. And it finally does. A cross-centering pass there, and Mathias plays it in deep. Finnegan lets it go through. Wheeler waiting for it. Played to the line, a nice block at the line, and it's shot in deeper by Ryan Poole. Now Finnegan with a check in the corner. This guy does not play like a sophomore. He knows this game too well, Finnegan.
Yeah, he sure does. Said before, he could play either position, 2 forward or defense, and certainly one of the reasons that Mike Randolph feels that this kid is playing more like a senior than a youngster.
Now up on the near wall, a puck brought to center ice by Nick Angel, but he took a hit in the process. And Linebeck brings it in. He's got a man in front. The centering pass, a goal! right under the stick of Muscoviak. He gets the second goal of the game for himself and the team, and the Spartans are within one.
And once again, it was Matt Lineback who made the perfect pass across to get it over to Muscoviak, who wasted no time in getting to that net wide open. Where did the defenders go? They weren't around that position. But boy, has this made this an exciting game. You watch here, the little reach is all it takes, and the puck is knocked over to the front end with Lineback getting it right on top. Take a look. He knows how quickly he brought that under the forehand. Good shooting position. That's his second goal of this game, and a big goal for him, as also it is number 36 of the year.
Quite a play. Two great plays, and both very similar, as passes came from left to right. And now Muscoviak pulls the Spartans within one. And now from the face-off, Mayo controls. This is Muscoviak with the puck. And they throw it in deep. So icing call against the Spartans. And they are within a goal. It's a 3-2 game. This is High School Hockey 97, live from the Civic Center.
57 to go in the third period, and we've got a 1-goal difference here between these two teams. Duluth East breathing a little bit easier when they have a 2-goal lead, but all of a sudden Rochester Mayo comes right back. Muscoviak scoring his 36th goal of the season. Matt Lineback also, with 2 assists in this game, has given him 60 assists on the year.
That's a wonderful number.
Boy, is it ever.
7 minutes left in regulation. And here comes Lineback. He got it out to center ice. Noterman. Wheeler, a nice move. Oh, and Finnegan nearly had a tip in. That could have been a killer goal. Wheeler lost control of it. Landher takes it away. And Lineback sprawling, diving, bats it out at center. What a great play here to move it up ice. Right now, Hoogland in trouble, but he gets to the puck and uses his size to get it back out. I think it was Muscoviak again who was causing all the problems for the Greyhounds out at center.
Well, Muscoviak is one of those players that can make those things happen. He's only 165 pounds, but he can scoot.
Paul Guggenheimer standing by at ice level.
Thank you, Frank. I'm standing by with Patty Wheeler, the mother of Andy Wheeler, and Andy is the player from Duluth East who has mononucleosis. Mom, how's he doing out there?
Good. He looks good. I think he was real excited about it, and he looks good to me.
You said that he's feeling better than he was last week when he first got this. He played in the section championship and against Hibbing. You said that today he feels better than he did a week ago.
Right. He went to the doctor on Tuesday, and he's feeling much better, not as tired, and the glands are going down, so he's feeling really good.
Nervous about the score?
Yeah, very nervous.
All right. Thank you very much, Patty Wheeler. Andy Wheeler's mom. Back upstairs to Frank and Tom.
Paul, thank you very much for that update.
Every right to be nervous. I think everybody in the building is nervous right now.
Bouncing puck at center, and Colgan. And now Nick Anderson goes back for it. Circles the net. Waits. Nick Anderson got East on the board with their second goal. Gave them the lead back in the second period. Greyhounds regroup. To center ice. Hoogland shooting it in. And a long shot on goal is what it is. And Colquist holds on. Wasn't sure where he was going with that one, but he put it on goal. Well, he got the 30 yards in the first down, and the faceoff will be deep in their end. I don't know if that was a strategy or not, but that's what happened.
But also the thing with that, Frank, that shot coming down there was actually bouncing a little bit to when it gets the goaltender, and those are awfully dangerous. Although you think you know where it's going to land, you're not always exactly sure, and all of a sudden that shot a long ways away, and they have fooled goaltenders in the past. You watch right here, the goaltender making certain that he's got it, and Colquist just say, boy, oh boy, I don't know. You'll see them come out a lot of times too. They want to come out to cut the angle down. At the same time, they get out too far, and may go over their head if they lose sight of that thing.
From the face-off, Nick Angel behind the net. They're driving around. It's blocked by Marcus. He shoots. It's deflected. And into the corner, and Mayo turning up the juice a little bit here. Pressing for the tying goal. Boskowiak in on the forecheck, and now here's Wheeler. Cross rink Matthias, and he shoots right on. Rand-France giving up no rebounds whatsoever on that one. 4.5 minutes to go in regulation time. With the break of the action, we'll be right back with the 97 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament.
Again, as the Greyhounds continue to make those passes all the way across here. Good shot coming from that right wing position as Matt Matthias, who is a very strong game for the Greyhounds, takes a long shot out there. And the senior netminder Mark Rand-France, who's had a very splendid game also, making certain that he's not going to give it up.
Dylan Mills with the last shot, and it hit traffic and went wide. Brandon Johnson after it. Tofty behind the Spartan net, and he's covered by Big Jeff Worrelton. This is another race for the puck. Noterman is there. And Nosterman has some trouble, or Worrelton had some trouble with it. Quick centering pass in traffic. Boy, that's ever so dangerous, not only for the players, but from a scoring standpoint, because with that traffic jam there, you never know what that puck might bounce off of. But we've got a penalty coming up out of that pileup.
Oh, it's going to be a hooking call, too, and a very, very tough time at this stage of the game to have a penalty called against your team. But I believe it is going to be the big guy from the Spartans, number 30, Jeff Worrelton, the 245-pounder, that is going to get the penalty. Let's watch in front of the net here. Watch for number 30 in the goal, and all of a sudden, play is coming here. I didn't see quite where the hook was, but the referee obviously saw it, and so he makes the call. That coming at 10:53 of the period.
Power play number 3 coming up for the Greyhounds. They do not have a power play goal, but scored shortly after a penalty expired. That was Matthias's goal back in the second period.
This is the third penalty of the hockey game to Rochester Mayo. Spartans 3 minor penalties, just 1 penalty called against the Greyhounds.
Only 4 minutes left in the game, and 2 of those 4, Mayo will be a man short. Back to the line, they work it to Matthias, and he lets a cannon go wide. That didn't miss by much. Wheeler in the corner. Matthias, and Rand-France knocked it away from him. Mayo shorthanded. They work it to center. You press maybe a little bit more shorthanded here, Tom, than you might normally.
Well, you can't just sit back because you know you're trailing and you're running out of time is what you're doing. And so you've got to push it a little bit more. You've got to hope, you know, that you can force the team that's got the extra man, this being obviously Duluth East, to try and force them into some mistakes and capitalize on that. So you use some of the key players out there.
Faceoff will be coming with 1:16 to go. If I'm not mistaken, it sort of looked like Boskowiak was throwing that glove trying to knock that
I think
puck off a stick, and that could have cost him another penalty.
Yes, it could have.
1:16 left in the penalty, 3:23 left in regulation. And the faceoff, as soon as we get everybody set, will be to the left of Rand-France. Played a pretty good game too, Rand-France has.
Scored a goal as a Bantam player, as a goaltender. Got the puck down his end and lifted it high. They had pulled the other netminder for an extra attacker. He got it and just over the heads of everybody else near the net. He used to hate as a defenseman. Those goaltenders would get points and used to pass you.
Well, we saw him handle the puck once down there. He made a nice pass.
Yep.
Back at the blue line, Ryan Kuhl, and he throws it in deep. Lander does a good job of getting it all the way down. I didn't think he was going to have a chance to get it out of there.
Well, he just laid into that one. He was going to make certain it was going to go all the way down the ice.
About a half minute now on the power play. And the loose puck in the Mayo end. Back to the line. Cool. Make that Finnegan. Finnegan in the slot. His backhand sneaks wide. John Tofty was right there, but couldn't pick it up. Tofty shooting. Rand-France the same, and he holds on. But they have more storm to weather here. Another 15 seconds left on that minor penalty to Worrelton. That's a lot of time with a face-off in your own end.
Well, the Greyhounds doing a nice job on this power play. They almost got caught there a little bit. They have both defensemen who are back in that point moving in. There's almost a time where they were able to, the Spartans were able to intercept that puck and get away, and they would have been home free. You got to be a little more cautious here, especially at this stage of the game. You watch the play once again as the Greyhounds control things here. And puck just coming off to the side as Tofty and Anderson working it once again together, and a little extra shoving there.
Here's Wheeler. Still on the power play. Mills. Shot wide. Mills again. Held the zone. Ranfranz the save. And he covers up. 1 second left on the penalty to Worrelton. So that'll give East a chance for, if you'll call it, a power play faceoff. A 5-on-6 faceoff deep in the Rochester end. 2:08.
Nate Marcus working that point position, number 18 for the Spartans from Rochester Mayo, doing a good job in front of his netminder. This is where each of the goaltenders realize, hey, that next shot, I got to stop it. You can't worry about the ones 2 away, just that next shot. That's all they're concerned with.
We talk about nervous people. Colquist has to be a little bit nervous down there. He hasn't seen an awful lot of action.
No, he has not.
And he knows the next shot he faces may be the most important shot he faces of the game. Penalty is over. Worrelton is on. 5 skaters aside, and the puck leaves the rink with exactly 2 minutes to go in the period. With the break, we'll be right back with the 97 Minnesota State High School Hockey Tournament. First Bank March Tournament Sweepstakes. Just stop in at any First Bank location to ask about the First Bank Home Equity Loan Special Offer. Register to win one of 4 $1,000 shopping sprees at Mall of America. Winners announced March 22nd during UP. And now under 2 minutes left in this quarterfinal game of AA play. Mayo breaks at the center. They break in over the line. Linebeck shoots it behind the net. Wyskowiak tries to center. That hits the back of the net. Linebeck gets a piece of it. And finally the puck controlled by Nick Angel. A pass to center, hits a skate. Brought back in by the Spartans. They head for the net. And that shot was blocked, a key block. And Ryan Kuhl gets up a little bit slow after the block. I think he's going to be all right. But the Spartans rolling in front again, and Kuhl has trouble getting rid of it as they shoot it down. 1:20 in regulation. Oh, Ranfranz hands it away. The shot by Anderson goes wide. Oh, boy, he put it right on his stick. So much for talking about the goaltender's passing ability.
Whoa. Well, it's a fact that you can't tell color, that's all.
Now the Spartans bringing it in offside at the Duluth East line, and Ranfranz really upset with himself. Well, hey, look at it this way. It was tape to tape.
Well, you know, that's what happens also, because as a goaltender, you're trying to get that puck, and you know your team is behind by a goal, so you're trying to move it as quick as you possibly can. You sometimes get out here and you just miscue a little bit. Remember, they don't handle the puck a great deal. Notice a little curve here, but just try to get away from it. Oh, all of a sudden, didn't go quite where he wanted to go. He did not get back in time, but fortunately for him, the shot was a little bit wide of the target, and Anderson almost putting one in there.
Well, you see, by that time he had so much of the angle cut down. Oh no, I guess he didn't, did he? Look at that shot. Oh my. And a timeout called by Rochester Mayo. 57.3 seconds on the clock. Ranfranz very coolly heads to the bench. Faceoff will be just outside the Duluth blue line. I suspect they'll leave him out, but near the bench so that he can get off quickly. Although I've often wondered in a situation like this, why not just pull him outright when it's down in an offside like that. It's, I mean, the ideal situation, you want the face-off in the zone, but I don't know how choosy you can be.
Yeah, well, if the face-off is between the blue lines, or, you know, close to that vicinity, they usually will put the goaltender in a position where he can get off the ice quickly if necessary, but at the same time have him back there just in case his team does not get possession of the puck. And Lauren Grasso talking his team right now is Mike Randolph, 9-year coach there. And this guy has served some time in a lot of different areas. The UMD for three years as an assistant, at Duluth Denfeld and at Duluth Cathedral.
He and I are both alumni, Tom. We're fellow alumni.
You are?
We're both graduates of the Muskegon Mohawks.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He played there, didn't he?
Yeah, but I didn't. But I worked there.
Well, you can say you did. Nobody'd ever know, Frank. Until now.
Yep. All right. So Ranfrance is about 30 feet or 15 feet out of the goal, and he'll have to go back now. Colgan to play it. The Spartans pressing for the tying goal. They will pull their goaltender as soon as they get some control inside the Duluth end. They dump it in. Ranfrance wanders but won't go. Puck batted down at the line, and it's back out at center. He's still in the net, and now with control, that's dumped in, and he darts to the bench for an extra skater. And that extra skater is Jason Davis. Davis going right in after the puck. But it's grabbed by Finnegan, an open net down at the other end. They relay it ahead for Wheeler. Wheeler with the open net. He shanks it, and it goes behind the net. Now played back to the line and dumped in deeper by Cool. And time running out on the Spartans. Colgan, they're going to have to pray for a shot from center ice. Here's Noterman shooting. That's way wide of the target. 2 seconds left. And that is it. One last shot by Davis High, and the East Greyhounds have survived this game. A well-played game between East and Mayo, and the Greyhounds are victorious and will move on to the semifinals.
Oh, what an effort that the Greyhounds gave in that third period, getting the 2-goal lead, but the Spartans also coming right back here. Not a lot of shots on net once again on the part of the Spartans. They had less than 10, a total of 9 in this hockey game, and they're able to capitalize on two of those shots, but not enough as Duluth East advances by winning by a score of 3-2 as they go through for the traditional handshake of both these teams. Regardless of what the shots were, it was a very hard-fought contest and some good plays on both parts.
You're looking at line mates there, Wheeler on the left and Finnegan on the right, and that line was outstanding. Finnegan picking up what turns out to be the game-winning goal in this